KANU party has now come out to condemn the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission for the manner in which the commission conducted the recent Kericho by-election. The party's Secretary General Nick Salat, who was flanked by the party's chairman Baringo Senator Gideon Moi, claimed that the IEBC had already been compromised in order to save face and avoid embarrassing Deputy President William Ruto, who is perceived to be the political kingpin of Rift Valley region. The party insisted that their candidate Paul Sang was overwhelmingly voted for by the people, only for the IEBC to collude with the agents of Jubilee to rig against their victory. The party members who addressed the media at the party headquarters in Nairobi, however, indicated that they are still consulting with their lawyers as they leave all their legal options open. JAP's candidate Aaron Cheriot was declared the winner with 109,358 votes, while Sang came second with 56,307 votes in the hotly contested election.
Okay, members of the press, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you for coming. Apologies for being late. There's some housekeeping matters which we needed to address. But Karibu to KANU headquarters. The purpose of this press conference is to let the Kenyans and especially the people of Kericho know exactly KANU's position to what transpired on March 7th, the by-election. So experts will be letting you and telling you exactly what happened. But for me, specifically as the chair, is to thank the voters and the people of Kericho County for a very warm welcome, support, and encouragement that they gave us during the campaign rallies and the campaign times there. We were extremely humbled by the massive support that they showed us and the massive goodwill that was bestowed upon ourselves. What transpired, unfortunately, was a total farce, mockery of the democratic process, where it reached a situation where the IEBC was completely compromised, and what emerged was not the true picture or a true reflection of the wishes of the great people of Kericho County. So I'm not going to dwell into that. I'll let others say that. Mine is just to thank profusely the people of Kericho and to tell them that we've got a program coming up in the next 10 days or so when we'll be going now to Kericho with the whole team to thank them for what they did and to let them know that in spite of what happened, we are still together and we appreciate their support and their commitment. The other members who are with us and their constituencies, they're with us in spirit. But unfortunately, they've been caught up with some constituency matters. But they're together with us and will be with us when we go back to Kericho. To the KANU supporters all over the Republic, it's not to be disheartened, and one should not be, because victory was yours. But we are now emboldened, we are now ready to face the next task. We are now going to prepare ourselves, and I urge you to absolutely be ready, be vigilant, to be ready for the 2017 national general elections. We don't have much time, but we have the people with us. KANU will field candidates in the Rift Valley and all over in every single sector. So to our supporters, again, thank you. To the supporters of Kericho, thank you. To the supporters of the Republic and the diaspora, thank you for the support. Thank you for all that you did for us, whether it's moral, material, and spiritual praise that you gave us. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we are humbled in what you did. We had been given at a 1%, and from 1% to 40, I think they deserve a pat on their backs, and yet it's a cooked 40, so to speak, in what they did. So I'll leave it there, and thank you again, members of the Fourth Estate, for coming on a Sunday when I think usually people are with their families. I thank you very much, and now I'll leave it to the Secretary General to take it up from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Do I move these things or? Huh?
So please. Okay.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mine is to read this statement, which was compiled by the team, the campaign team, some of who are with us, some who remain behind in Kericho. And the statement I'm reading is a statement on the verdict of the just concluded by-election in Kericho County. Thank you very much. So I'll read. On March 7th, 2016, the people of Kericho came out to exercise their democratic right of electing their senator. However, contrary to their expectations and to the dismay of the entire country, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, deliberately abdicated its duty and failed to oversee the exercise to ensure it was free, fair, and transparent, as is required by the Constitution of Kenya and the Elections Act. We have since established on expert authority that the Kericho by-elections results were manipulated to favor the JAP candidate against his KANU opponents. The most incriminating evidence that points to manipulation of results is a mathematical formula which we have cracked with the help of our statisticians who have been studying the pattern of results as they were being transmitted live. A geometric progression formula was used by JAP to generate data through a computer program so that at any given time during the tallying exercise, the JAP candidates' votes were constantly double those of our KANU candidates. In essence, what those who manipulated the results did amounted to a controlled experiment such that for every genuine vote that the KANU candidate received, the manipulation system awarded the JAP candidate 1.5 votes. Cumulatively, the thousands of half votes that the system awarded the JAP candidate would be added up to make a round figure of full votes, thus bringing about the 358,000 votes that the JAP candidate was announced to have received and declared the winner. Now, all of us know that there are no half votes in real life, but this is only possible in a computer-aided data generation through a geometric progression and sequencing. The table that we have in this statement, which I believe you will also be allowed to interrogate using your own experts in your own media houses, statisticians if you have, will help in arriving at the conclusion that we have. And furthermore, we have one of us here who we had allowed to sit with the experts. So for questions relating to this particular table, we will receive, but we also allow you to use your own expert to interrogate. So the table below, generated from live transmission on TV stations, gives a clear picture of the way the formula was applied to ensure the Jubilee candidate won the election by a predetermined margin. This table indicates from the word go, from 6:17 p.m. when the first transmission was aired live, to 10:13 p.m. when the last transmission and the conclusive verdict was given on the Kericho vote. So that table will take you through where the alleged candidate Aaron Cheruyot and our candidate Paul Sang, and the polling centers that were transmitted right from 6:17 p.m. and we have what we call variance and ratios, which will be explained further by one of us who sat with the experts. The import of this formula is that certain amount of votes fairly generated by the KANU candidate were migrated through the formula to the JAP candidate, thereby giving him an overwhelming numbers against the KANU candidate in an obviously fraudulent manner. In our scrutiny, we observed that most of the Form 35A given to some agents at the polling center were pre-filled by the election officials before being distributed to the respective polling centers. This is confirmed by the fact that there are glaring similarities of the handwritings in this Form 35A, which we were able to lump together